Then in 2014, in April, I get a text message. I was speaking in Toronto, and my wife sent me a text message and said, "I'm pregnant." That's my response. That's funny. I just said, "That's funny." That's all. I said it to my mind, but then I said, "I'll play along," you know. So I texted back. I said, "Well, first of all, nobody ever just sends a text message, 'I'm pregnant.' Okay, that's something you would probably call your spouse. All right." Ring. Oh, I remember like it was yesterday. I took a deep breath, and because I was 46 then, and are we allowed to tell women's ages, or not? Is that appropriate at a mixed event like this? All right, she's born in 1970. But anyway, we got so said hello. Oh, there's Laura Crowley, my daughter calling me. Here's a funny side note. She's supposed to be in school. Why is she calling me? Like, she's in the 6th grade. Kids and cell phones. I didn't happen to anybody else. Like, my kids send me a Snapchat. I'm like, "Are you in science class?" It's crazy. So how about that on cue? I'm doing a mockery with my wife calling me, and my daughter calls me. She said, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." I go, "Holy cow. Wow, are you sure?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm sure." Okay, well, all right. All right. That's all I kept saying. All right. All right, then. Okay, then. All right. Try to get the old rest. She goes, "Yeah, save the motivational stuff. We gave all our kids' stuff away 5 years ago. We were never having another kid, remember?" I go, "Yeah, I remember something talked about that one time. Yeah, I remember that." So what happened was we prepared. Here comes another Crowley boy. I've got 3 girls prior to that. My penance for who I was earlier in life. Okay, everybody. I love my daughters. That's a joke. And so in the summer of that year, Angela began having complications, and we were planning for our baby. We went back to our summer home in Western New York, where we're from, and she started having complications. And I was going through the Dunkin' Donuts, August 17th. Angela got admitted a week before that at 23 weeks with these complications along. 23 weeks, I'm going through Dunkin' Donuts, get a text message, another text message. "I'm delivering at 10 o'clock. You need to get here now." So this was 16 weeks, 17 weeks prior to when she should have been. And I didn't know what to do. But you know what? I just lent support. Here's another thing, though. I was free. Okay? I didn't have a job. I didn't have to call a boss. I didn't have to ask permission to be with my wife. It's very important you understand that. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes, but boy, I'll tell you what, if you only get one concept from this presentation this morning, it is you need to be free. You need to be free, because when you're free, you are not beholden to anybody. 90% of the children in Children's Hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio, that were in the unit my daughter was in, do not get visited regularly by their parents. 90% in the NICU. Think about that for a minute, okay? So I go, and Angela delivers, and she delivered via C-section April 17th, 2014. Our baby Susan Catherine was born at 24 weeks, weighing 1 pound. All right? This is what she looked like right there. I snapped that photo her second day. Guys, that diaper is smaller than this clicker, okay? All we wanted her to do was take one more breath. Just, come on, baby, come on. Keep breathing, keep breathing. After she delivered, the doctor said, I go, "Is she going to live?" That's the first thing you ask. Is she going to live? Doctor said, "I don't know. Maybe in a couple minutes, maybe a couple hours, maybe a couple days." You know what he said? He said, "Just pray." And I thought that was so powerful, because he didn't have to say that. This is the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Everybody's got to be politically correct. He said, "You know what? Just pray." I said, "All right, we'll do that." So one day led to 1 week, 25 weeks, and the statistics get a little bit better. She had an 85% chance of being born with a profound neurological disorder, cerebral palsy, anything with the nervous system, anything. The lungs are not even close to being developed at 24 weeks, okay? Because that's what all the amniotic fluid is for. Anyway, long story short, there's her first birthday, okay? It's a miracle. There she is right there. That's our baby Susan. So I try to get through this. This always gets to me. People don't get why you got to get this stuff. The personal development, the mindset, why you got to be an entrepreneur. It's not for your bank account. It's for this. Guys, had I not been free, I would not have been there for my wife. I wouldn't have been there for my daughter. Think about that. Going to a job every day and giving up on this. This baby girl breathes through a tracheostomy tube. She had a trach. She was trached in December of that year. She spent 221 days in Children's Hospital. 221 days we went down I-71, my wife and I. 221 days we drove home to pick the other 3 girls up at school. By the way, we had 3 other kids to try to keep normal, their whole lives. Lacrosse, soccer, all that stuff. If I wasn't free, I would have been one of that 90% of the people who couldn't be there to visit my daughter on a regular basis. March 26th, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary, March 26th of 2015, she came home. She came home. It's a miracle. And we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary that our baby Susan came home to join her older sisters so we could be together as a family, so I could come here to speak to you, so I could share this message. I don't believe this is just coincidence that I'm here to share this message with you. I believe there's several people in this audience that you haven't been through this journey. You know someone who's been through this journey, and it's really hitting home with you right now that, yeah, you know what? This Crowley guy, as whacked out as he is, he's kind of starting to make some sense right now. Because until you figure out why you're doing what you're doing, and it ain't about listing something on Amazon, it's so much bigger than that, guys. When you finally grasp that, it's going to give you the fuel every day, that energy. It's going to be like rocket fuel for your dream. You understand that? It's going to be what gets you up in the morning. It's going to be what gets you to stay online one more time. It's going to get you out to do your shopping, your scanning, all of those things. It's going to get you the energy to get on another training call. It's all of this together. And I always thought, back in 2008, I thought, well, this is great, man. Wow, a professional speaker, a guy that couldn't speak till he was 15 years old, gets to speak and make a lot of money doing it. And I was immature. I was immature in my journey at that time. I wasn't mature enough to understand why that being free, it meant so much more than making income. And I want you to understand it's so much more than just making income. So now, fast forward from that bankruptcy meeting with the trustee who told me, don't ever start another business. She's probably bought that book, One More Breath. She's probably saw me interviewed all over Cincinnati on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, all picked up the story. They all wanted to hear from the ex-stuttering college dropout who went bankrupt. They all wanted to know the question I got most, and it never stopped. I still get it today. Private messages on Facebook and within our group as well. How'd you do it? How did you and Angela stay mentally? I mean, you can go crazy on a journey like that. Your mind just drifts. When you're with your baby 6 hours a day, you're not with your baby 18 hours a day. They're with somebody else. How do you not go crazy? Well, faith, obviously. We're big believers. And also being free. Being free. Knowing that we'll be there again tomorrow. Don't got to call anybody. Don't got to ask permission to be anywhere or anything like that. And now fast forward, the Everyday Saturday podcast is the #1 downloaded motivational podcast on iTunes for 10 years running, over 150,000 downloads every single month. Why? Hey, it's okay to cheer for that. What a shallow guy I am trying to get these ovations for my podcast, you know. You know, it's funny. You don't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. You know how many people started podcasting when I did back in 2005, and how many of them are still around? You know how many people launched their speaking career in 2005, and none of them are around? You know how many people said that they were going to go for their dream in 2005, and none of them are still around? You need to take this weekend and use it as your own launching pad for your dream. Only you knows what that looks like. Because every single person, just like a strand of DNA, every single person's dream in here is unique to you, to your history, to where you've been, to what you've overcome, and to where you're going. Does that make sense? We're going to break for 15 minutes. We're going to come right back in here, and then we're going to introduce Gay Lisby, and we're going to get this thing rocking! All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.